Okay, let's go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is DIY guy here. Hey, so we got asked to replace a faucet, so I wanted to take some time and show you guys on an easy process. That way you guys don't have to hire a plumber to do something that you can do yourself. So what we're going to do here is we're going to replace this faucet right here, and we're going to put this brand new one in, this nice brushed oiled faucet in its place. And what we need here is this to do the job. We're going to have one of these monkey wrenches right here, a set of pliers, some plumbing putty, and then we're gonna have some Teflon. Now what you're gonna need, also need is a bowl to catch B-trap when we go to replace the drain. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so now you can see we're under here. Now step one is gonna be turn water off on both sides. We wanna make sure, leave the sink on just a little bit. And the water gets shut off on both valves. Step two, we're going to have to take these off each valve. And then we'll move them off the top of the faucet. And you want to make sure that you're holding this pipe steady when you're trying to loosen it up. That way you don't twist any lines. Just like that. And you might have a little water run out, it'll be all right. Whatever's in the line is gonna run out on you. That's normal. That's why I got a towel down here. Or we can probably get that bucket down here. And same with the other side. Now, we go up top. Alright, so now you can kind of see up top where the lines are and where everything bolts together. Wrong way. That happens.
You're fired.
Damn, they got that on there. Someone wasn't playing. There we go. Here's one. Now let's get the other one. All right, so now over here we got the lines off. We'll go ahead and take these plastic pieces off. What that does is holds the faucet on. Boy, this thing's been here a while. Normally you can just spin these things right off. All right. So I'm going to move you down just a little bit now that we got those off. And if you look right here, this thing's connected on two. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to pinch this metal and slide it off that rod. Now everything's disconnected and we can pull the faucet out. So we're going to go up top. All right, so we're up top and you can see faucet disconnected. We'll just pull it straight out. And that's it. Now I just got some cleaning to do before we put the new one on. All right, now with the speed of film, everything's all nice and cleaned up for the most part. What we're gonna do here is first make sure it fits. Yep, sure does. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take these off. Right there. Spin them off like they should have done under there, but they didn't. They've been on there so long. And the good thing about these new faucets is that they come with these wonderful washers right here that we can put underneath. lock it in place. So what we're gonna do, we'll slide this thing down here like that. Now remember, hot's always on the left. So the good thing about this is that we're gonna do this stuff in reverse, except we can do it from top side because we can reach all the way back there if we just hop on our knees and reach our arms around, hold your faucet in place, and then slide everything up on. Just like that. And then reach around the other arm, slide everything up on there. I haven't spun my lock rings in yet, but use your washer to kind of hold it there for now. Almost there. And you gotta hold your tongue just right, and don't use any ugga-duggas because it'll go eventually. Maybe. A lot easier with the right hand than it is left, I think. Here we go. I think I got it. Nope. Come on, yeah. Oh my gosh. Gotta get that thread started. There it is. Alright, I'll see you guys on the bottom side. Alright guys, welcome back to the dark side. We're at the bottom. About as good as I can get you underneath here for the most part. See if I can get this bucket out of the way and get you a little further underneath here. So really what we got to do is basically everything we did at the beginning, just in reverse. So let's get these hoses hooked up, and these ones are nice and neat, they're color coded. So we'll put the red always on the left, and the coat always on the right. Red to the left. And blue to the right. And then hook them up down here. Again, red to the left. And blue to the right. And once you get them all hand snug, you grab a wrench and make sure everything's tight. Tight. Now, down here to the bottom. All right, here we are at the bottom. Let's go ahead and make sure all this stuff's tight. Your pliers adjusted. Now, I'll turn it on and pray that we did our job right. All right, I don't see anything leaking from up there. And I don't see anything leaking from down here. So that's a bonus. All right. Looks like we did our job right. Let's go up top and see if it works. All right. Now's the moment of truth. Let's see if we did our job right. Water, cold water works. Hot water works. Looks like we got water on both sides. Now we gotta do, get the stopper changed out. So let's get after that. Okay, so step one of changing your stopper, or I guess the bottom of your sink, the drain, is we got to drop this P-trap. You can see it needs to change. It's leaking like a sieve. So let's go ahead and loosen these up right here. And this one right here. And drop this P-trap down here in this bucket. That's why we got the bucket. Also, if you ever lose your wedding ring or something down here, this is where it's going to be at, just so you know. And just drop that nice easy right down in there. Get after that in a little bit. And then you can take all this stuff out because it's not needed. And you're gonna want to hang on to all these old parts because we're gonna reuse them. Yummy. All right, let's go up top and get this thing apart real quick. So it screws out from the little metal ring up there. And then boom, you got it out of the middle. Now this is what we're replacing, your metal ring and your plastic piece right here. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, we got this dirty hole in the sink right here. Let's get it cleaned up real quick. And get it wiped out. Okay, so I thought we was going to have to use plumber's putty on this, so I'm going to explain to you how to use plumber's putty, but this actually has a gasket that goes in here, which that is really nice. So I'm going to explain to you old school plumber's putty. So right here, this is plumber's putty, and what you're going to do with this right here is you would pull it out like that, and then you would ball it up and roll it out into a snake, which this is kind of hard. It's not as pliable as, you know, usually. And then you would take that snake and you would roll it around, and then you would put your drain on top of that and let it squish down, and then that would seal your drain. So that's what you would do with plumber's putty, just so everybody understands. But on this one, we don't have to use it. So I'm gonna get this thing installed real quick, and we'll go from there. Like I said, this has an O-ring, which is really nice. So let's get this going. And drop this in here like that. Then it has this awesome seal washer that goes up on the bottom, and then this thing screws up in the bottom down there. So I'm gonna do this from the top side, leave you guys up here, and I'm gonna slide everything down there. I'll hold it in place with my fingers and slide that thing up, and then I'm gonna tighten it down from up here, and then we'll go below and you can watch the rest of it. All right, man, that is neat. All right, I'll see you guys down below. All right, so welcome back to the bottom side. So now what we're gonna do is basically build this back the way that it was. Let's clean up some of these gaskets real quick. Make sure there's no tears or cuts in them. And they're gonna work all right. So just remember, you always gotta put this on before your gasket. And generally when you're dealing with something like that, it's always gonna be a standard size. Now, go ahead and slide this on. Just put it up there somewhere. Give it a nice little snug. Make sure it's sealed. And we can put our P-trap back on. Just like that, right there. Fits pretty good. What's that saying? Just like that. Man, I love it when things come together. All right, we'll give this thing a good wipe down real quick so we can see if anything's leaking. All right, so depressurize. Everything seems to be sealed. Now I'm gonna show you how to test it and make sure. Give me a second, we'll go back up top for that. All right, so this right here is how you test and make sure everything's good and you put it under stress. So you want at least, we'll say about knuckles deep worth of water in your sink or whatever you're draining. So we're about there. So 4 inches or more. And then open it wide up. And you want to start seeing a tornado. See it right there? Means you got a good drain. And we don't have any leaks below, so we're good to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this back up and I'm gonna take you below and I'm gonna let you watch it drain. All right, I'm about there with the water. All right, y'all ready? Here it goes. Nice tornado going. No leaks. Gotta love it. All right, see you back up top. All right, guys, look. I showed you how it can be done. It's really simple. Don't need to hire a plumber. You can do it yourself. So, hopefully you like what I did. And it's easy to follow. So like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you want to see anything else, please let me know in the comments. And of course, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for watching.